James Paxton is pulling away up front. He's side by side for second. There's Wilmot's on the inside of the turn and the brakes later. Through Coram Curve, the lighter turn has got a bit more nimble then, going on to the brakes into Murray's, and he turns through Murray's, runs a bit wide. Perhaps the Healy's going to have the straight line speed to get back through, but it's James Paxton that leads after one lap. But for second place, the Healy's got way more power, and Joe Wilmot just drives straight past JB Mason, then he drops back to third place. I think all three of them have been in first, second and third during the course of that lap. Nick Fitborough is fourth, in fifth position is Jonathan Smed, sixth is Rick Wilmot, is side by side behind him, between Mark Gordon, the elite, who's up the inside of the E-Type and goes through. He did make a good start, Mark Gordon. He started sixth, he got one of them positions back, he went up the inside of Andrew Moore in the Jaguar E-Type. So that was all a rather dramatic opening lap to the race, Paul.
Yeah, that Andrew Moore car is phenomenally quick in a straight line. The E-Type Jaguar, when it puts the power down here. So it's Healy, Turner then, so it's Haxton, Wilmot and Mason. Now, it looks to me like having got second place back, then Joe Wilmot is heading towards Haxton.
Give it a good go, I think he's...
Yeah, and he's already made up quite a bit of that gap which had come out. So, and the battle now is for third place, because the Cooper, which of course was on the second row of the grid, is now up behind the Turner. Lola, sorry.
Nick Fitborough, we dropped to something like 7 or 8, so he's made good progress back to fourth. And it's really should that be the quickest car, though, sports car?
I'm not sure, and then there's a great dice going down in the latter part of the top 10 between the two Jaguars and the, is it the RGS?
It's the Lotus Elite that's in between.
Oh, the Elite between, yeah.
Which is tiny compared to the two big
pretty much everybody behind.
Yeah, so heading that is Rick Wilmot in the big XK. The RGS has pitted, so Peter Blanchett looks like he's retired after just one lap. 18 cars today. This is big Jaguar car. He only qualified 5th, remember. He's much quicker than he went in qualifying already at James Paxton, 2:23.7, but Joe Wilmot is slightly quicker by 3/10, so the gap comes down to 2.6 seconds. But Haxton was in the 25s in qualifying, he's already in the 23s. That big Jaguar car's come across the line now, with the two Jaguars going after Jonathan Smare's Healy. So it's Haxton, Wilmot, Fimber and Mason the top four. Then Jonathan Smare being caught by Rick Wilmot and Andrew Moore, with Mark Gordon's elite ninth, then Paul Mortimer and Noel Leonard completing the top 10. From the pit lane, remember Mark Ellis, he's up to 12th position now in the Morgan, and he's lapping quicker than everybody but the top four. So there's plenty of positions to be gained for Mark Ellis here.
Yeah, John Pearson going very well in 11th place. He's hanging on to that group of Jaguars and so on in the beautiful MGA, red MGA. So good race for John Pearson. He's been developing this car over the season. John Pearson, of course, the leading light behind the Equipe group.
So he's got the soft top on today at Castle Cove. He was trading between the soft top and not having it on, depending on what the weather was doing. That day at Castle Cove was very weird weather. I think it was in the middle of the Lever race, absolutely chucked it down in the middle of the race, and some people called it a day. And Jack Rawls in one of the 3-litre Heelys was unbelievably sideways through Camp Corner, the final corner of Coupe.
The Jaguar battle is absolutely superb. Those of you photographers out there, that's a real opportunity to catch a picture on this lap of the two Jaguars, the E-Type and the XK 150.
So we're on to lap 3 of the race. two Jaguars are side by side. The E-Type goes up the inside there to Andy and now he's on turn with Jonathan Snare as they make their way through Coram. They're 18 close to the news back in the fifth place, which has got 5 cars involved. And Mark Gordon, the local lead, goes right round the outside of the big XK of Rick Will waiting to reach up the inside, but he's not going to have any speed, of course, on the centre straight. James Paxton, okay, he's done a 222.7. For some reason, the PSL website's gone crazy. But James Paxton's done a 222.7.
And it's side by side as we come down the straight to Healy and the E-Type. Is the E-Type going to get past? Yes, is the answer, right round the outside, so change of position there.
Yeah, no, I need to know not to look at that screen, that's what this one is. So James Paxton did a 222.7, best lap of the race, which is 3 seconds quicker than he qualifying, and he's pulled out a gap of 3.2 seconds for Joe Wilmot. Nick Finber in third, fourth is Jamie Mason, and she said Andrew Moore got past.
Made up a place past the start, after the start-finish line.
And he's already pulling away, ahead of Jonathan
He is,
Smith.
yeah.
So
I said it was quick in a straight line, and it breezed past the Healy there.
And now Jonathan Smare's got Rick Wilmot and Paul Mortimer behind him.
He's got the whole world behind him.
And Mark Gordon as well. Remember, Mark Gordon was trying to gain a pace. He lost pace, but Mark Ellis is joining.
Mark Ellis is going really well in the Morgan. Why he started from the pit lane, I don't know, but he's up alongside the other Turner. And there's been a bit of a sort out there, I think.
That's the elite. So Mark Gordon's gone back past Paul
That's
Mortimer.
right. And the other Turner, which is
Noel
Leonard, got past.
By Mark Ellis.
Yeah.
And trying to join in actually is John Pearson in the MGA.
Yeah, I said he's going really well, is John.
Had a pit stop for David Wedgman. And that time it went around that. Comes Andrew Moore, he's all the way in fifth. Driving rightly now. Turner's broken, I think. I think Jamie Mason has broken. Well, he's lost 4, but he's slowed right down there. They're going 2x2 almost down into Murray's.
It's an incredible sight. The crowd up there are really going to get some great pictures from this.
The turn's still going, but all of a sudden, up to 4 is Andrew Moore in the
E-Type Jaguar, yeah.
And here comes the Ellis Morgan. It's past 2 cars now, past Paul Mortimer and Mark Gordon to go 8th in the Morgan. So he continues to progress.
So Mark Ellis is lapping.
His best lap is just
226, but 228 on that last lap. He's still about the 5th fastest car on the track.
He had to overtake 3 cars on that lap, I think.
And we've still got 19 minutes to go in this race, so clearly Mark Ellis is going to get further up this race.
After a very slow lap of Jamie Mason, he's back on terms, I think, with the E-Type of Andrew Moore as they come through Palmer. Yeah, look right there. 12 seconds lower on the last lap, and that's back up to speed now, as you see. The Morgan's lost their positions again, so Mark Ellis has dropped right to the back of that group. So after passing Mark Gordon and Paul Mortimer, I keep doing that. Paul Mortimer behind both of them again.
And you can see the Jaguar obviously got it on straight line speed over the Turner. So the Turner's much more nimble through the corners, so I would expect that place to change again, although it's a big car to get past, is the E-Type Jaguar.
On best lap, he's down at 13th, he qualified 10th in the league.
Yeah, you'd normally expect Ryan to be higher up. So here comes the leader to finish 5 laps. with 18 minutes to go. So James Haxton just turns on to the start-finish line now. Place across the line now. The gap is 3.9. So it's gone out and the gap between Wilmot and Finborough is 3.7 seconds.
Finborough was a second quicker than Wilmot. Joe Wilmot isn't that consistent at the moment, is he? He does a quick lap, but then he does a slow one.
A massive gap between these three, and then everybody else basically squabbling.
Turner was very close through Murray, but by the end of the straight there'd be quite a big gap between Andrew Moore and Jamie Mason. Even Jonathan Smare next up, then Rick Wilmot, then John Mortimer, then side by side with Mark Ellis with lots of straight line speed in the Morgan, gets past Mark Gordon. Done that once already, and Mark Gordon tries to fight back through Richie. The lead was quick through there, so it's about over 9th and 10th. And that then will continue all the way down to the hairpin. Late on the brake, so is that the lead that's gone flying up the inside? I think. Hard to tell from this distance. They come out of the hairpin then. The one's on the grass. What's happened there? Back behind.
There's the first three. They're certainly as you were.
Yeah, it looks more back behind the elite.
Yeah, that's right.
And back on the inside. Oh, they're always banging wheels there. That was very unnecessary, really. And the Morgan's through again. It was all out of shape on the brakes with Mark Ellis, but he's back ahead of Mark Gordon. They didn't touch, but look, he's waving at Mark Gordon now, and Mark Ellis had his arm out the cockpit.
Oh dear. And meanwhile, the Turner makes right on the Ford Jaguar.
So I think what happened there was Mark Gordon dived up the inside to get that position. Then he was defending quite aggressively down to Agostini, which didn't best please Mark Ellis. It has to be said.
So the question is, has Ellis hung on? We're looking at the monitors. We'll be able to see us through under the bridge.
Back down to 3.2 seconds.
Still E-time ahead of Turner as they head down onto the start-finish straight to complete their 6th lap with halfway through this race, exactly 15 minutes to go.
If you're following at home, I don't think TSL website's working, I'm afraid, so we'll try and keep you up to date with the position. Andrew Moore is in 4th, 5th is Jamie Mason, 6th is Jonathan Smare, 7th is Rick Wilmot, 8th is Paul Mortimer, 9th is Mark Ellis, and he's ahead of Mark Gordon this time, as they battle for 9th and 10th. Then Noel Lennon's 11th, and 12th is John Pearson. I'm going to say 13th now with Brian Arthur's another position.
Yeah, Ellis was shaping up to get past Mortimer, but whether he did it or not, I think he might. No, he hasn't. As you can see, the Red Healy's still just ahead of the Red Morgan. There's the E-time still ahead of the Turner, so no change for position there. Now, there is a challenge now.
A couple of challenges, because the Turner looked down the inside, but your Mark Ellis was braked extremely late in the Healy, he's a stop. Meanwhile, the Turner alongside the E-time goes down to Hamilton. Development 4th into Hamilton, because I think Jamie Mason was going down the inside, and he goes side by side with Hamilton, and it was held on the inside. Challenge for Jamie Mason to have another on the bumper of the E-time. It's the E-time probably worth a bit more money as well, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. And they're holding each other up, which is allowing everybody else in the top 10 to close right up. So from 5th to 10th or whatever, we've really got no gap at all.
Top 3 head through Corm, a hugely sideways Joe Wilmot through there. He's being caught by the Lola.
That's right, Finborough's Lola is catching Wilmot, there's no doubt about that.
couple of Morgans to lap. Four plate battle into Brundle. In one eye.
The gap is only 1.3 seconds.
That's a way quicker lap than the race.
So on that basis, you take the lead.
Out of a stick through four and got five of them together. The XK goes up over the outside line of Rick Wilmot, but he's going to run out of road and to leave himself vulnerable to those behind. So first of all, you get Andrew Moore and Jamie Mason, but then for sixth position, you've got Jonathan Smad just ahead of Rick Wilmot. Behind Mark Ellis is trying to go past Paul Mortimer. They're side by side, Morgan and Austin Healy, as they go down towards Ritchie's for the 8th time. The inside line is Mortimer and the Healy. Outside, Mark Ellis just about grabbed that position.
Yeah, so Ellis shown ahead in 8th place as they cross the line. Now there's the battle for 2nd place, which is on the infield section at the moment. And it's nothing now. Look, Josh.
Indeed, so that would have 3 seconds a couple of laps ago.
Yeah.
Brian Arthur's pitching, I don't think.
I don't think so. So, possibility that by the time we get to the Nelson part of the circuit, we could have a change for 2nd place, I think. What